Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I play with paint color. It's such a fun thing to do. And if you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Well, yesterday I painted a tray of fruit, and today I have taken the same drawing, transferred it to a new canvas, and using the same paints, you can see my palette is still messy from yesterday's work, I'm going to paint another tray of fruit. Only this time I thought it would be fun to show you that you can use any colors you want. You can paint blue bananas, pink grapes, or a pink apple, and you can still make it look like fruit. We can play with the color. And then I went on Google and just for the heck of it, Googled blue bananas, and would you believe it? You can not only find blue bananas on the internet, you can find pink bananas. So I don't know what the world is coming to. I've replenished some of my colors and I'm going to paint a background using cad yellow light, some titanium white and some sap green, and I'll start on that and I'll get back to you when I've done. Okay, I've put in my green background, and for fun I'm doing a red tabletop, and I've mixed some alizarin crimson with ultramarine blue, and I'm going to put it down here. It's made a lovely purple colour, and I'm going to put it down here for shadow under the table. I think it's looking great already, and maybe we'll say that's the edge of the table. Yes, I like the way that's coming along. I'll add a little cad yellow light and make a sort of nice orange light across the very back of the table where it meets the background. There we go, I'm pleased with that. Yes, I really liked the look of those blue bananas, so that's what I'm going to paint. I'm mixing titanium white and ultramarine blue to give me a nice mid-tone to paint the bananas in. We'll start at this end. And at this stage, as I always say, I am getting paint on the canvas. I'm not worried about lights and darks. And the paint is quite thin. I can still see my pencil lines. I can see some banana down here underneath. And I really liked that purple that I mixed up, so I'm going with a purple stalk on the banana. I don't know if you call it a stalk or a stalk. I call it a stalk. I think they're looking very banana-y already. So what are we going to do about the grapes? I'm not sure about the grapes, so I think I'll leave those for the moment and just paint a nice pink apple with titanium white and alizarin crimson, because pink apples have got to be tasty, don't you think so? that's coming along. So I've come to a decision about the grapes. I feel that since I have lots of Cad Yellow Light, I'm going to do yellow grapes, and I know you can find those on the internet. So here we go. That's my cat wondering where I am. Now, leaves are usually green, but I think it might be fun to have orange leaves. So I'm mixing up a nice dark orange for this top one. And I'm going to add some titanium white to give me a lighter orange for the one that overlaps. We put some light on that while we're at it. Well, I think that's coming along. And in my last painting, I did a red tray, but now I have a red table, so I need something that stands out. So I think I'm going to paint a green tray. Okay, so I'm using sap green with a little Cad Yellow Light and alizarin. And I'm going to put colour on my tray. I think that's coming along. Okay, so we've got paint on the canvas. Everything's covered, well, except one little stalk from the grapes. And we can now start putting in the lights and darks, which will form the shapes. And you'll see that blue bananas look just like blue bananas. Okay, so I'm going to start on the grapes first, and I'm doing like a dark orange made with alizarin crimson and a Cad Yellow Light. So I'm going to put a dark side. I'm assuming the light is coming from this direction. That's what I'm doing this week. And I'm going to put a dark side on all my grapes. Some big truck outside in the neighborhood. Oops, my dog heard it too. Okay. It's all right, Tommy. that is straight raw umber in the very dark places. All right. Now I'm going to take my blue and add more white to it to get a paler blue. And I'm just going to put a little on the tops of my bananas. And I'm going to add white to my pink, which I made with alizarin crimson and titanium. And I'm going to add a light shade to my apple. And I'm going to add a little of that to my purple. And I'm going to put a light line on that stalk. Lighter than that. And brighten up the leaves a little. And we'll add more titanium white, a little yellow. Get it a little lighter on the green and add a lightness to the green. And I have to put more titanium white on my palette. Okay, I've added a little more white, which I'm going to add to the green, and a touch of yellow. And put a little line. And it could still be lighter around the top. That's good. And I'm going to add straight sap green to the inside of the tray. I think that could even be darker. So, you know, I'm going to add ultramarine blue and set the bottom of the tray down with that. That's very conventional, but it works. It's all about getting your tonal values right. And we'll put some of that along the base. We'll put it around this edge a little bit and around the base. And I might go over that with a little green again because I made kind of a thick line of that. It's all about adjusting, making adjustments all the time. That's what you do. Okay, I'm going to take some titanium and add it to the yellow and put a light coat over my grapes on the sunny side of the grapes. It gives them a nice round look. And I'm going to take straight ultramarine blue and put put in a dark shadow on my bananas. And I really feel that I get stuck with one brush, which is why you can hear me cleaning out my brush all the time. I think I'll add a touch of pink to that. And I think I'm going to make it thinner. So I'm going to come back in with the green, and I'm just going to that's a little bit better, I think. And I'm adding some white to my blue to make an even pale of blue. And I'm adding more light to my banana tops. Little alizarin to the pink. Put in the dip to the apple. And a darker, shadier side. And it's a bit shadier on the bottom too. And add some light. And more white, I think, to add a bit more light on the grapes. A little more light on here. And I'm going to add a line, like a little line to my bananas in straight ultramarine. I think they're looking even more banana-like. Okay, just putting a touch . At this point, it's a case of going in and touching things up all the time. Putting a little more darks here, a few more lights there, and putting some dark in here. Which I've mixed with raw amber sap green just to make that green a little darker. And we'll and I'm going to take my flat and I'm going to use some green. I'm going to put a line of it I don't like that. Sort of give a hint of a reflection. And I'm going to draw using, maybe I'll use the red, mix it with a little of the pink, and draw in my lines, or these are the veins I'm trying to draw in here. To make my leaves look leafy. Put a little red under here. Maybe a little red under here too. A little more red. I'm using water mixable oils, and if I get too much water, it makes them run too much. Okay, I'm using my 1/4 inch flat, and I'm going to put some straight cad yellow light on to my leaves. And now I'm going to put more light blue on top of my bananas. I have to add more white to my palette, and white is the thing I get through most. I should buy it in the biggest tubes that they can make, but I usually go down to Michael's to pick up my paints, and they only ever have the small tubes in there. Okay, let's put a line of white on here. Something dark around the bottom. Well, that apple is looking a bit conventional, isn't it? Let's put some red on the grapes. More light on the bananas. More light on the grapes. A little more light on the apple. That is not good. If you drop water, you need to blot it immediately. And I think we'll put a little purple in here and down here. And I'm going to use some ultramarine blue and put it on this. And on here. Maybe on here. I'm not keen on my leaves. I think my leaves could be a little more conventional. I'm obviously not working well with the leaves. So a touch of blue. And a little more light. A little more light on here. As they dry, the lights dull somewhat. So you have to keep going in and touching those up all the time. And eventually you'll get to a point where it will stay. See, I think those bananas look very banana-like. And the grapes could definitely do with more light, couldn't they? And I think maybe light. With a hint of yellow in it. I'm putting a purple stalk in there, and I'm going to make it a darker purple in here and around the base here. I'm adding a little more light on top, on here. And I'm putting straight titanium white on some of these grapes, just a dot. And you know, I think I'm going to add some purple in here. And some some alizarin crimson along there. I think that is looking a little bit better. Could darken this up in here, around here, down here, and here. Now I've got some raw sienna on my palette. I'm just going to go in and darken the side of my grapes with that. It's pretty good. Now, I'm bad for just tinkering. Really bad for tinkering. At some point I just have to say that's enough. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for a while and then I'll come back and look at it. That's always a good thing to do when you're painting and you see it with a fresh eye. So have fun with colour, experiment, see what you can do with it, and post some pictures for me. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Bye for now.